Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of the Aftermath series. Let us waste no time at all and dive right into this week's episode of Critical Role. So now this was much more of a combat focused episode, but that does not mean there is nothing to talk about. There are a few things that I wish to discuss that I think are very interesting and will mean a lot in the next coming episodes. It is clear that we are rapidly approaching the climax of Ford's story arc. You know, they're finally in the temple. They just defeated the Hydra. What's next? You know, we'll have to see what Ivantika needs to do, as, you know, she said that you're welcome on the crew. But I think she might be lying. Yes, she might be impressed with the Mighty Nine's abilities. However, a curious conversation happened between Ford and Ivantika this episode. This conversation involved Ford telling Ivantika about the dream that he had. And this dream that he had where he was controlling the ocean and it was obeying his command. We saw a little bit of jealousy in Avantika's eyes. Now this tells us that Ivantika has not had a dream like this, or has not been shown a possible reward to this caliber. So that could potentially mean, as I believe I said in the last Aftermath episode, that there is only one true chosen. And I still believe that that one true chosen is Ford. But Zahir, or Uk'otoa, is not letting Ivantika or any of the others know that. Since we know this is an evil god, maybe he wants them at each other's throats. And we obviously know that Ford has warlock abilities, since that's his D&D class. However, the only thing that is connecting Ivantika to Zahir is the eye on the palm of her hand. We have not seen her use any warlock abilities at all. So that just leads more to the theory that Ford is the one true chosen and everyone else is sort of just there to help Ford along the way. And as soon as Ivantika realizes this, she's going to instantly turn on the party and try to kill them to maybe prove her worth to Uk'otoa. But then we also have the issue of Ford either... He's going to have a decision, right? He's either going to betray the party, go with Ivantika, accept the reward, stay with the party, betray Ivantika, still get the reward, betray Ivantika, stay with the party, don't take the reward, or Ivantika gets the reward, Ford betrays or kills Ivantika, and stays with the party. I think those are all the possible situations that might happen. But who knows, maybe Vandarin comes back and saves the day, or he has the reward and he kills both of them, or I don't know. That might happen. You know, we'll see. That's a very big possibility, I suppose. We'll throw that into the mix of possible outcomes or situations that will happen. But I'm pretty confident that something will happen within that pool. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about was the tenants of Zahir and the layout and aspects that are within this temple. Because as I was watching, I was curious if the tenants of Zahir sort of matched or mirrored what was happening within the temple. So to go over that, let's first go over the tenets of Zahir. Keeping your axe obfuscated is the greatest means of success. Strike quickly, without reason. Blind the target with their own confusion. And finally, kill slowly, agonizingly, or worse, make them enjoy it. Now those are all pretty evil tenants, I would say, as far as tenants and other gods go. But now let's go through them and see if what the tenants are match what happens in the temple. Now, keeping your axe sort of hidden in secret is the greatest means of success could definitely mean the assassin vines that were in that sort of garden level. They were in secret and they almost killed Not and injured others, so I would say that them being in secret was a way to be successful. They almost were. But the Mighty Nine will not be thwarted by some simple plans. And then striking quickly without reason. Now, I suppose we haven't quite seen this one in the temple. Maybe you could argue that when the Mighty Nine had slid down into that top chamber and then were immediately attacked, well, I guess they weren't even immediately attacked. Bo threw the first punch. However, it's possible that they would have started attacking anyways. If they did, then that would lead to the strike quickly without reason. But also, there are a bunch of random people infiltrating their temple, so it technically wouldn't be without reason. So that one's kind of in the air. You could maybe say that the assassin might attack without reason, but if they're there for protection, that gives them a reason. So we'll throw that tenant out the window. I don't see it applying yet. Maybe it's possible that Avantika will take up that tenant. But then again, she'll be doing it with a reason because she'll want to get rid of Ford since he's the only chosen. So, screw that tenant. I don't like it. Get rid of it. Write it off. Moving on. Blind the target with their own confusion. Now, we saw one of the purebloods try to use, I'm guessing, the command spell on Bo. So maybe that's what it means by blind them with their confusion. But then there also was that mind rage or mind spike, mind fangs, I think that's what it was called, that did like massive amounts of psychic damage. And then the way Matt described it, sort of vibrating in their head and their vision going white, maybe that's what that tenant refers to. If so, then there's that connection with the tenant and the floor levels with the people that inhabit it. And then the last one, kill slowly, agonizingly, or worse, make them enjoy it. Now, this one could also mean the assassin vines, since it sort of constricts them and then injects like poison into their veins through little thorns. I would say that's slowly and agonizingly, but then to make them enjoy it. It's possible that, as we saw with Nott, she did eat the fruit and she roleplayed it as she actually enjoyed that whole experience. So it's possible if they do sacrifices in this chamber, it's possible they have the people eat the fruit and then be sacrificed to the vines, since the fruit makes them enjoy things. The other way to possibly enjoy dying is sacrifice. There was sort of like a ritualistic stone sacrificial thing up at the top of the temple. Now, it's possible that if you are absolutely devoted to Zahir, you would be honored to be sacrificed to him, which I think would lead to you enjoying being killed for him. So, what do you guys think? And maybe I missed something that maybe you guys can help piece together about the tenants and possibly connecting with the temple. But now, wouldn't it be interesting if, as the Mighty Nine are moving down into the sort of lower levels of this temple, Zahir will want them to act out the tenants. I know that Avantika will not hesitate or question whatever Zahir asks her to do. But what about Ford and the other members of the Mighty Nine? What about Jamedi? If one of the tenants is strike without reason, could Avantika just randomly kill Jamedi? She obviously wants to maintain Ford's trust, so she wouldn't want to harm anyone in his party. However, if Avantika is as devoted as she says, it's possible she already knows of the tenants and didn't just bring Jamedi along as a guide. But again, let me know what you guys think. But other than that, this was honestly a pretty stressful episode. I think Nott and Bo almost died, several others taking massive amounts of damage. So many clutch natural 20s, Talison's Bane, Caleb and Liam's slow ability. Oh my goodness, I was so worried that things were going to go poorly. The fight started off great with the Hydra. Like, I was like, oh man, they are breezing through this. But then the head started to regrow and things got a bit worrisome. But nonetheless, they were able to pull through, and I was so relieved when they got the how do you want to do this on the Hydra. But with all of that being said, that is going to do it for me this week. I hope you all enjoyed the episode as much as I did. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you all next week.